I'm Bridget.
I'm Wendy.
This is Flickin' Beans.
It's a very important day, I learned.
Okay.
I went for the coffee run today. It's National Coffee and Energy Day.
Look at that.
Yeah.
A sticker.
Do you want it?
I do want it.
It's very shiny.
Coffee and energy.
Yes. I don't know if that's their thing, but I think that might be why the drive-through was busy.
That's hilarious.
Also,
because people got coupons.
Yeah, people got coupons and all that. So, which I used one. Buy one, get one free. That's a pretty good coupon.
It is.
Yeah. Gus.
So I said, surprise me.
Yeah.
And it's an energy drink, and it tastes like a lovely fruit punch.
Yeah.
Well, that was cute, I guess.
Bless you. It is a fruit punch. It's called the Hawaiian punch.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, but it's not what I wanted to get.
Okay.
I think it's good. I was looking at secret menu stuff, and they have a caramel apple energy, which I thought, oh, that's fun. It's fall now.
Okay.
But this 7 Brew does not have apple syrup.
Oh, that's weird.
And then I was like, oh, crap. I spent so long like looking at the menu and like screenshotting what I wanted. So then when she said they didn't have it, I was like, oh, I don't know what to do. So I panicked.
You know how I feel now.
So I was like, okay, well, I remember there was one called Hawaiian Punch that stuck out to me. So, yeah.
Yeah, when I'm there, I just quickly tell them what you want, and then I'm like a deer in the headlights. It's like,
It's good, though. It's pleasantly sour. Mm-hmm. Like the pixie stick.
Yeah, you know how I like that. Start up the salivation station. Oh my gosh. So, how are your piano lessons coming?
Good. Yeah, I'm picking it up pretty quick, which I hoped would be the case. But I'm still having trouble with playing the two hands. Because I don't know how to read bass clef, really.
Yeah.
So I'm still like, I'm learning how to read bass clef. I'm learning how to play the piano, and I'm trying to like do it all at once.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
It's a lot of coordination.
Yeah.
And muscle memory, really.
Yeah. I think once I get reading down better, it'll be, because I find myself like fumbling, still going like, wait, what's that note?
Yeah.
Gus. I'm going to teach Gus.
To play the piano?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if she can do that.
Well, she certainly can breathe heavy. She's like a prank caller.
Just breathing on the phone. Wow.
So you picked some real downers this week. These are really good movies, though. Both of them. And we had Ordinary People. Mm-hmm. What year was that?
1980.
Okay, that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Ordinary People and Shutter Island.
Yeah.
Do you want to start with Ordinary People?
Sure.
Okay. It stars Donald Sutherland.
Yes.
Mary Tyler Moore, Timothy Hutton, and Judd Hirsch. How come everybody in movies lives in a huge-ass house?
And they're rich.
Yeah, and they're rich. That whole thing about the house and showing the house, I feel like that's a way of saying, look what a great life he has. Why should he be sad? And my mom, one time, this just really sticks with me because I think it's both sad and hilarious. She said about Jim Morrison, well, why the heck did he use drugs? He was so good looking. That's my mom.
Yeah, you can't be sad if you're pretty.
Right?
No.
Yeah, or you live in a nice house or whatever.
Well, I think that sometimes is a side of that, especially for fame and things that people don't realize, that just because you have a great life that you can't be sad or have demons or whatever, and nobody feels bad for you because you're like...
Because you've got it all.
There's this country song, I think. It's like talking to the homecoming queen, saying things like, you're not allowed to be sad, and nobody's going to feel bad for you if you're having a bad day because you're the homecoming queen. Anyway, makes me think of that.
So this movie really centers around the grief in a family and their teenage son, Conrad, who blames himself for his brother's death.
Yeah.
It was a storm. It was a boat. He lost his grip or something.
Yeah.
And he's suicidal. He's beating himself up. He wants to die. Thinks his parents hate him. And maybe they do. Maybe mom does.
I know. That was something I was going to ask you. Do you think she did kind of just not be able to love people?
Yeah.
Or because I don't know, it's like there's that whole scene where the couple breaks up and he says a lot of mean things to her, but you're kind of like, I've observed that behavior in this movie.
Yeah. Yeah, she was kind of a bitch.
Yeah.
How do you literally name one kid Buck and the next kid Conrad?
I was wondering that too. I think Buck is like a nickname for something, right? Like
Buckminster?
I don't know.
Buckshot?
Is Buck like Chuck for Charlie, Buck is for Richard, another one for Richard? I don't know.
Yeah, it could have just been a nickname, you're right, because he was so all-American. Blonde, just good looking.
The weird thing about the mom I noticed in the beginning. So mom is Sally Field.
No,
not Sally Field. Mary Tyler
Moore.
Moore, sorry.
Yep.
And they're flashing back to like happier times when Buck was still alive. And they're like out on the lawn and Mary Tyler Moore is like laying on her side.
Oh, yeah.
In looking at her son in like a sexual way, it feels.
Kind of.
You're like, she's flirting with him and she's like, she loves him more than like
right.
A
you
mom.
Don't want to believe either that moms have favorites, but gross. You're right. It was kind of suggestive.
Yeah.
That's weird.
I know.
I didn't I was
like, this looks more like a couple like having, a picnic than a mom and son.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I do know of families that have favorites, but they're the boys over the girls kind of thing, because men just do kind of get a little more.
Well, I think boys, I've heard, are a little easier, quote unquote, than girls as teenagers.
Oh, yeah.
Because their hormones are just like, I mean, both of them are, but boys' hormones mostly just makes them want to take really long showers. Whereas like girls' hormones make you want to kill your mother.
Make you crazy. Yeah.
You're like, get so angry at your parents for no reason.
Yeah. It's not our fault. Get over it, parents. You signed up for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, mom, she's so weird and impatient and unloving. Like when he says he's not hungry and she just throws out this French toast.
Yeah.
And you can't save French toast. Well, I beg to differ.
Yeah,
I have picked at French toast all day long. Cold. It's lovely.
Have you ever made French toast casserole?
Yes.
It's just like baking French toast in the oven.
Yes.
And that lasts. You can eat on that all week.
God, what is her deal?
Man, I haven't had French toast in a long time.
Sounds good.
Maybe I should make some. We do have bread right now.
So yeah, mom, I felt like just danced around every issue, distracted herself, focused on all the wrong things. Conrad was trying to connect with her. That was part of it, is just like, how much does that compound his own shame and grief? Yeah, they didn't, as a family, talk about the grief.
Every time Conrad would bring up Buck at all, even if it was like a happy memory, mom would shut it down.
Yeah.
She just was good at compartmentalizing. So she's just like, I'm not going to think about that anymore.
It was weird.
Yeah. And I understand that a little bit. It's just like, it makes you sad. But yeah, in doing that, she was shutting everybody else out.
Yeah.
And she was very worried about what other people thought too.
But it's 1980.
Yeah.
You do not talk about your mental issues.
True.
Like how dad said, well, we're intelligent people and we should be able to solve our own problems. There's... Seeing a therapist was very embarrassing and shameful. He showed that therapy reluctance. Plus, the guy was like twice a week.
Yeah.
Come see me twice a week, but he needed it.
He was in a bad spot. He was literally just tried to kill himself and was still feeling that way. So
exactly. Woo-hoo! Coffee break! Let's talk about our beans.
Hey Bean Flickers, have you followed us yet? We are on Instagram and Facebook at Flickin' Beans Pod. Make sure you like and subscribe and leave us a review.
I think that, and we also know that Conrad has just been released from the hospital, basically, the psych ward or whatever. He received shock therapy, electroshock therapy, which then they commented a few times on how his hair was growing in.
Yeah.
And that's nuts. And I don't know if they do that a whole lot anymore, but
they do still, but it's definitely like a last resort.
Yeah.
I know that some people do still get electroshock therapy for like really treatment resistant
it's crazy,
depression.
Right? Mm-hmm. It's just a crazy concept. It makes you wonder how they came up with that.
Yeah.
Sounds like torture. And then they were like, oh, he's less morose.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Conrad is actually, I mean, he's really vulnerable in this movie. Mm-hmm. And I think stronger than everyone else because of that. Yeah. You know, he is ashamed about therapy and stuff, but he's telling people. He doesn't freak out when someone finds out like his mom does. When the husband tells a friend at the dinner party that the son's going to therapy. And she was like, you can't tell people that.
Right.
Which is funny because like nowadays I would be like, oh, good for him.
Yeah.
Like he's getting the help he needs.
It's just, it's like mundane, you know, It's just a part of but it's taken a long time. He tries to quit swimming for his mental health. Simone Biles.
Yeah.
Look at how many years apart that was. And before Simone, have you heard of anybody stepping away from any spotlight for their mental health?
Not an athlete.
No, not as well publicized.
Yeah.
And it's almost like people disagreed a little bit and we're like, what's your deal? We talked about that before. You get the twisties and you could kill you.
It's dangerous. It's not, I mean, it is her mental health, but it was putting her life in danger. So, which is also the case with this, you know?
This reminds me of a real true crime. The one, Plainville, a girl through text messages and such convinced her
boyfriend to kill himself.
Yeah, that reminds me of this. He's that vulnerable and he's in that sort of place.
Yeah, and I was worried. Well, I think he was too. After he finds out his friend from the hospital had killed herself.
Yes.
Which I kind of thought that was coming when he couldn't reach her for so long that you know, because like either she didn't want to talk or maybe she was like in a bad spot.
You're in a very alone sort of place. You don't consider that you have people out there when you're like that. When people say, you know, ask for help, by that time you're just, it's a hard thing to do. Hard thing to do.
Right, because you've been convinced that you're worthless already.
Yeah.
And that nobody loves you. And so, like, what's the point?
Right.
In reaching out for help? They're not going to want to help me.
Yeah.
Plus, I think this film does a good job of that depression isn't just feeling sad. It's like feeling nothing sometimes.
Sure. Yeah.
He's just like, I couldn't feel anything. And I think it's like, you know, depression is a way our body kind of shields us. You're like, oh, it's too painful, so I'm just going to get depressed and not feel anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just so heartbreaking. When people go to treatment together, like that girl, they become really close. I think it's because during that process, there's a feeling of being cared for and cared about, and there's structure and there's community. So like, I think some solid friendships can be built there. You're going through shared trauma, really.
Yeah. That is one of the few people that could really understand your situation.
Yeah.
Because they're living it side by side with you.
And then when she kills herself, he's just like probably more inclined to want to kill himself.
I think he definitely thinks about it. Like he goes in the bathroom and he puts his hands in the sink in standing water. So you're kind of like, oh, is he going to try again?
Yeah.
Broke my heart. He was worried that his mom was going to be mad about all the blood he left.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, we had to throw, you know, the bathroom rug out and stuff. And
yeah, it's like it pissed her off.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Make such a mess.
Yeah. I mean, he already thinks she hates him.
Yeah.
Because she kind of does. Whew. That was a trip.
Yeah. It's a good movie. We're looking up and it won like 4 Academy Awards.
Oh, yeah. It was a big deal.
Or whatever. And I had not really known much about this movie, but I was reading about it when I was looking for stuff in that category and went down like a Reddit rabbit hole.
I bet.
And somebody was saying that their psychology class in college watched this and they were like, their final was to write about what their diagnosis was on the film. I was like, that's kind of cool.
Interesting.
Yeah.
The suicide hotline is
988.
And if you are experiencing those feelings, please call them.
Yes.
There is help.
Yes.
Okay.
And how did you feel about the therapist in this one?
Good.
Yeah.
I kind of wish my therapist was a little bit more like that.
A little more probing.
Yeah, a lot more probing.
It reminded me a lot of Good Will Hunting, which I wonder like how I'm guessing that film was very inspired by this one.
Okay.
Too. I almost picked that, but I was like, I want to watch something new.
Yeah, good one.
Good one. But the scenes
How
are
do you
very
like
similar.
them apples?
Yeah. I don't, because they didn't have apple syrup. Full circle.
I don't think that's from the movie. That's like from...
It is from the movie.
Okay, because Jay and Silent Bob
Oh, yeah.
stumble upon that movie set.
Yeah.
How do you like them apples? Yeah, okay. Shutter Island. And the movie is such a ride. Did you like it?
Yeah, I've seen it before.
Oh, okay.
But didn't remember very much of the specifics. So it was cool to watch it again, especially knowing the end because there's a little bit of a twist. So like watching
We're gonna spoil it, right?
Yeah, I mean this movie's been out for 20 years.
Okay. Really?
I think so.
Why are we so old?
I don't know, man.
Since I've seen it a few times, maybe 3 times.
Yeah.
Because I really do think it's a good movie. But this time through, I noticed things that I didn't notice before. Like how DiCaprio's character was not shaved. His hair was sticking up. His clothes didn't fit and they were rumpled. Whereas Mark Ruffalo's character was crisp. He looked very... What were they supposed to be? No.
They were marshals. U.S.
Marshals. I wanted to say Texas Ranger. Ruffalo looked like a marshal and DiCaprio looked like a mental patient. Not really, but in those clothes then. Oh, and they took away their guns. It's all a ruse.
Yeah, most of the movie, you believe that DiCaprio is a marshal and that he is investigating the disappearance of this patient.
Right.
Who they're claiming just disappeared out of her room, which is impossible.
And there's some cryptic stuff. You find out later that the institution has done this scenario over and over to try to get him to realize that he's the one that killed his wife.
Yes.
The other thing that I noticed was when they were on the boat that he had an aversion to water, which is involved in the wife drowned the kids.
Yes, that's why he killed her, because she drowned their kids.
Yeah, he comes up. Oh, not only did she drown them, but she pulled them out of the water, set them at the table.
So they could have dinner.
Oh, that is so messed up. Your brain is cracked if you're doing that.
Also, like, is 3 kids. I mean, they were all small, but like one person being able to drown 3 kids, like, how strong are you?
Right.
How did she do? I don't know. They don't talk about how she did it, but I mean, they weren't like 3 triplet babies. It was like, different ages.
Maybe she just took them out one at a time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't really know. I've never mused on how to kill 3 kids.
I honestly didn't think about it till just now. But I was just thinking, how did she actually get away with that? But because she's like a little Michelle Williams. Yeah, so Michelle Williams, she's a small woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's so cute. She is in a movie called The Station Agent. That's a good movie. Stars Peter Dinklage, and she has sex with Peter Dinklage.
Yeah.
It's pretty great. And she's a librarian. Back to this movie. There is some danger. They're on cliffs. I mean, I can't imagine the doctors sitting back and watching this and just shaking their heads going, I don't think it's working. Because he's super dangerous.
Yes. They say he's the most violent criminal they've ever had.
Yeah, and
like
he has no
he's
idea.
Hurt a bunch of people.
It's crazy. Yeah. Another thing I noticed when they were starting this ruse is that he had a cut over his eye and a Band-Aid on it. So that made me think like there was something that happened just prior to this.
Yeah. Another thing I noticed early on, he asks for an aspirin. Someone gives it to him in like one of those little white cups that you get like your pre-measured meds out of, which is a weird way to give somebody something. Like you normally just put it in their hand.
I'm going to say that wasn't an aspirin.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it was his meds.
Yeah, little things like that. You're like, oh, okay. I can spot some of the delusion already. So it was, it's kind of fun knowing the ending to go back and try and notice things like that.
Right. Yeah. And he wouldn't have taken pause at that because he's been getting those meds. Didn't seem weird, I'm sure, to him.
Also, man, they must not be working. Whatever they were giving him.
Right. Yeah. How does he go from being violent to being a marshal? Whatever. He goes down into that prison and he confronts his alter ego, who is messed up, bruises, cuts, filthy. And that guy, is that Laeddis or is that Noyce?
Laeddis is the one he made up.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no. Andrew Laeddis is his real name, but he's also the one he made up.
Right. Yeah. Right. And then
Leonardo DiCaprio thinks his name is Edward Noyce. And that Andrew Laeddis is the person that set the building on fire.
Right.
But that none of that is true.
I had down that Noyce had asked him, been alone much? As in, figure it out, dude. Figure it out. I mean, it's kind of like that whole thing where dreaming or you're in a coma and that voice, wake up, wake up. It's got, I also wrote down some pros and cons of living in a cave.
Okay.
Because there's that cave scene with that woman.
Yeah, which he clearly, he imagined all of that.
Yeah.
Do you think he actually went in the cave?
Do you think he actually climbed?
I don't think so.
That cliff?
No. It's probably too dangerous to climb, but he thinks he could do it. I don't know.
Wow. It's.
Do you think they would have let him be alone to do that? I don't think so.
How did he then just imagine it?
I guess he just imagined he went down there.
Maybe they let him do it because what if he died?
Yeah, well.
Yeah, well, their problem is solved. And he's not a happy person because he's holding this, he's lying to himself.
Yeah.
I mean, he says literally that his wife died in a completely different way.
Yeah.
No, he did it. Okay, so living in a cave. Open floor plan.
Yeah.
Con, your feet will probably get cold. Okay, pro. I think it's a pro, some may not. Cooking over a fire.
Yeah.
Con, you can't lock your front door. Pro, avoidance of humans. Con, probably no grocery delivery.
Yeah.
Especially if you have to climb up the face of a cliff to get to it.
No Door Dashers is
doing that. Maybe when they get those drones going, then we're cooking.
Yeah.
Over a fire.
You could even get takeout from a drone.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Pizza. Your Chick-fil-A people or...
Yeah. I guess in LA and some other places, they have the street drones.
Okay.
That are doing deliveries. I think they're from Amazon. And they're just little R2-D2 sized things. There's lots of videos online of people knocking them over.
I was going to say, can you mug one?
Yeah. I think it's locked, but
okay.
You can kick it over and it won't make its destination. Which is just rude, but also it's funny.
Oh my God, they should talk.
Yeah.
Help me. Help. Oh, Shutter Island. Really, really good movie. Really great ride. Even though we spoilered it, it's worth a watch. It's really good, especially if you love DiCaprio.
Yes. He's good in it.
Yes.
Yeah. And it does keep you guessing and wondering what the truth is, but you eventually figure it out. And they don't say it, but they hint at they're gonna lobotomize him at the end.
Sure.
Because they're all talking to each other quietly near him, but not to him.
Yeah, well, it didn't work. This was like their last chance.
Yeah.
And I don't know who put that, on them that they couldn't do it again.
Well, he kept hurting people. So I think they're like, we have to do something. He keeps hurting people.
Yeah.
We can't control him. Do you think that a place like Shutter Island exists?
Yes.
Yeah.
Currently? Yeah. Maybe not.
But this was dated back in like World War One.
Yeah,
World War II times.
I want to say not because it's terrible. There's an island that is just full of dead people. I heard about it on that podcast. Dark History. Hart Island is what I think it's Hart. Check that out. That island has a very twisted history, and I think there's still weird shit there now. Yeah.
Okay. I'll look into it.
Not as weird as the creepy doll island, though. Ugh. That's something else. Okay. On that note, did we do it?
I think we did.
We flicked some beans.
I love you. Bye.
Bye.